Oh, boy. The podcast is a big one today.
Yeah, it's got a real Sydney vibe about it, hasn't it? Both Sam and I were there for the Channel 10 upfronts, and only one of us was suspended from the ceiling. Find out.
Swanee. I was worried about that.
Yeah, it was
came
good.
from about 20 metres down. But you are here. You did survive. The line didn't snap.
Sure
it was
did.
fantastic. Ask me a question.
Brownie, what colour is me?
Mate, that is the worst question. That is the worst question of all time.
Answer it,
Hopefully
you
there's a lot
coward.
better questions when it comes to Ask Brownie. You dunce.
Hey, Pangy played some audio from... I'm cooked. Pangy played some audio from Koshi.
Deano, on Dino's pitch,
Yeah.
you've had Identi-High.
Yeah.
I didn't realise you were playing clips from this show because you are high at the moment.
No, that's not true. Pang plays this audio from Koshi that your ears won't believe.
And also, if anyone from the Brisbane Lions is listening, we are on to you and your covert operation to enlist the talents of one Olivia Brown.
Enjoy.
Also, what colour is me? The Cookie Monster wants to know.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning to you, sweet, sweet Melbourne.
Sweet, sweet Melbourne. Walked out this morning today. My nostrils
Yeah.
are very sensitive today. Because they are. Because
You're twitching like a little hair.
I walked out. I actually stood in the middle of the street this morning in the dark.
Yes.
And I lifted the nostrils to the atmosphere.
To the heavens.
To the heavens. And I smell because tomorrow my horse runs at Caulfield in the boat. And in the boat is no good with any rain around. So obviously, I was very perceptive, Swanee.
I'm losing track of these horses.
I know, because I thought old mate was back from injury.
Bit of a lad. Snap dancer.
Snappy.
The snap dance, no, she's in
So
a
how
bit
many
of
horses
trouble.
do you have? 3?
I got 3, but in the boat's a good horse. But anyway, I'm concerned, Swanee, because I had that distinctive smell again that the rains are coming. The heavens are opening.
I was in Sydney.
Later on today, it's no good.
I was in Sydney on the first day that our human weather gauge predicted rain.
Oh, yeah.
You offered to give everybody $10.
Yes.
And I just want to know, are you in the whole $6 billion?
No, I'm not because it rained.
At 12:44,
Thank you, brother.
the heavens opened.
Dino was
You
watching.
said that. You said around 12.
Around 12:44 it was. Well, today it's coming as well. Probably not at 12 o'clock, maybe mid-arvo, but it's coming.
I saw something that said that there'll be a tornado.
What?
And I just dropped it in conversation in front of my daughter. I was like, oh, well, this is weird because I'm on that Willy Weather app and it said, brace yourself for a tornado.
Tornado.
What?
No, we're not in Florida, Swanee.
I know. She scurried away, and then on the couch later on her iPad, I saw her Google image searching pictures of tornadoes. She's like, Mum, I know that you said it's not going to come to Melbourne, but do we have to get under the table? I said, yes, we do.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
How good is exploring our amazing backyard again?
And ticking off all Aussie big things. Pineapples, bananas, melons.
That's making me hungry.
Head to whatif.com and start planning your big Aussie adventure.
What if it's Aussie for travel? It was a big day today, Swanee, actually, for the Brisbane Lions. Big day because they've got an opportunity, maybe one chance only, to sway the heart of Olivia Brown back into the den.
What do you mean?
Well,
she's a Carlton supporter.
She's a mad Carlton supporter and has been for about 7 years, Swanee, which coincides with us coming down to Melbourne. She got sucked into it by a mate at school. Pang got his tentacles
That's
into
how
her.
it happens.
And then next minute, the Carlton Football Club gets wind of it. Next minute, she's running out as the mascot.
And then she's gone forever.
Gone
from
forever.
You. Yeah.
Next minute, she got Cripper's poster on her bedroom. She's having photos with Sam Walsh. She's texting Cripper, all that sort of stuff.
She's texting
You go, come
Cripper.
on.
I'm sorry, she's texting Cripper.
Texting Cripper. I'm going, come on. Just pull back, Cole. Pull back, Olivia. But today, there's a function, or one call it a function, an event, the Daughters of the Den. Now, the AFLW team, the Lions AFLW team, are in town to play North Melbourne tomorrow evening, Swanee. And so what they do is they have their final training session, the old captain's run. Craig Starcevich, he's the coach. He's an old mentor of mine. He's the coach of the girls now. And he's decided to organise this event where the daughters of all the former players can come down and join in the training session with the girls.
I like this is sly and underhand.
I think. And as soon as I saw it come through on the email notifications a couple of weeks ago, I thought this is strategic.
This is the last chance too.
This is the
it.
last chance.
If
Absolutely.
this doesn't work, then you need to admit defeat.
Yeah, well, it's a good point, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I said to Liv, pack the footy boots. I'll pick you up after school. We're going down to the Daughters of the Den down at Melbourne High School.
Like that.
And get in amongst it. So the girls will have to brown a Keenan and feel the girls have to be on their best behaviour. Get her in. So this is your chance, Lions girls.
This is great.
Mate, because if she wants to go down that route with the father-daughter stuff.
That's who she'll
Absolutely.
be playing for.
She'll be playing father-daughter for the Lions.
I mean, look, Mr. Chrissie says this is happening.
Whoa.
Absolutely. And you
Yeah.
can't be a Carlton. Does that happen? Do people that play for teams support other teams? Like, obviously, you were Fitzroy and Lions and you
Yes.
played for the Lions.
That's
Cripper
right,
goes for West Coast like that. Or did. I doubt it still does.
Well, of course he goes for Carlton.
Do you ever not go for your original?
Oh, you reckon you got that soft spot always for that
I
team?
reckon, yeah.
That's a good point, Swanee.
I'm gonna ask that to the next player that comes in.
And like that, to be honest, because they'll give you the footy. Oh, no. I'm cool,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. They'll give you that footy rah rah rah. They will.
No, it's good. So it feels like a covert operation, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Like it feels like Greg Swan and Fags and Stas and all the boys have just sat down and said, enough's enough. We're sick of hearing stories about Olivia Brown
Yeah.
and seeing photos with her and Sammy Walsh and
I'm going to
Cripper
go.
and all that sort of stuff.
I'm going to go so far as to say something here. This is big. This is
Yes.
great.
There we go. I like this.
I believe this entire Daughters of the Den thing has been designed to catch Olivia Brown.
Agreed.
Because anyone with a set of eyes can see that that child has unbelievable potential.
Yeah.
Bred in the purple, for starters.
Ah, in the purple.
Several generations of unbelievable sports people. And they've seen her and they thought, we need her. She's with a differing faction, an
Yes.
opposing faction.
Yes.
We are going to... We are going to create an entire event that doesn't look like we're trying to snag her, but the whole thing is just to get
Yeah.
Olivia Brown. So she better play ball.
We'll turn up there and there'll be no other daughters there.
Exactly.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
The world is a weird and wonderful place, Deano. I know that you agree with me. One of the most thrilling things, I think, the inexplicable. You love UFOs.
Yep.
I love doppelgangers and the concept of there is someone in the world who looks exactly like you. I'm constantly on the lookout and I've not been lucky.
Is there more to it than there's 7 billion of us? Surely one other person has to look like you.
That's exactly right.
I love that.
But sometimes there's been a new study and apparently you do share a little bit of the same DNA, which is unusual given that most doppelgangers have different parents, obviously, but also completely different provenances. So, you know, my background is Scottish and Irish and maybe my doppelganger is Lithuanian or whatever.
Okay.
But science has shown that there can be a little tiny bit of DNA that you share with this doppelganger.
Wow.
I am obsessed with it. And I live for the moment. And it'll probably not happen
You
to me.
haven't come close, have you?
No. It'll probably not happen to me because it doesn't happen to many people.
This new evidence means that Jonathan is related to Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yes, it does. In fact, spit into this vial. And we are going to absolutely check this
Imagine
out.
Billy adopted me. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes, it would, mate. It would be pretty
Father
cool.
and son.
I'll give you an example.
on
These two
stage.
people
Whoa.
are not related.
Okay.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, so I'm showing the
Remarkable.
boys, if you're listening, 13 24 10, by the way, if you've ever come across your doppelganger, if I just get one call, I'll be happy. Or even if you know someone who has.
Just quickly too, dimensions, like in terms of especially height, Swanee, does it have to be very similar? Because there was a guy who looked a bit like Robbie Williams on the Channel 9 telethon.
Yeah.
It was a singer, but he was short. Very, very short.
Robbie's also very short.
Yeah, no, but like as in...
Shorter than
as
Robbie.
in short person short.
I think it's just facial.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
it's facial, and
Yeah.
the software that they've used
Yes.
to identify this sort of stuff is facial recognition.
Right.
What I love about the snaps of people, because obviously it would be irresistible if you came across your doppelganger not to get a selfie. I love the locations that these selfies are taken in. These two guys were seated next to each other on a plane.
Holy shit!
And
amazing.
they are identical.
Wow, man.
And it's not just that they've got the same facial hair.
No,
You know,
at all.
obviously that helps.
The colour of the hair, that copperness.
Yes.
amazing.
It's wild.
And
It
then
is
they've gone out for a
amazing.
beer afterwards.
Absolutely. And then these two girls were just shopping in the mall.
Really?
And do you
They
think
are
they're-
too. They're like, you would think they're twin sisters.
You would think that they are twin sisters.
And they've identified it. So their brains have gone, that looks like.
That looks like me, yeah, which I think is the key.
Yeah.
Because so often, you know, people will say, oh, people mistake me for you. And I look at the face and I go, no, that's not right. These two were at the same wedding, unrelated.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, that is. They're twin sisters.
They look identical. Can you imagine? And they're unrelated. So, yes, they're at the same wedding.
Yep.
But there was no relation there. One was from the bride's side, one was from the groom's
Yeah,
side. And it
yeah.
was like a second cousin or
Bit
whatever.
of incest there.
These guys
Correct,
were,
John.
Well, no incest. we're not suggesting.
Hey.
13, 24, 10.
He calls it how he hears
Do you need
it.
to get something off your chest? He calls it how he sees it. These two, I mean, it is, to me, it is the best.
It really is.
It is the best rabbit hole there already is. When retired priest Neil Richardson moved to Essex, he found people kept on coming up to him saying, hello, John, because his double already lived there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these-
And I'll tell you what, that's impressive, Swanee, because they're later in life as well.
They're older gentlemen.
And you're going to be changing
I mean-
looks by those later stages.
Are they human beings or are they garden gnomes come to life?
Good question.
Look at these two.
What
My
else we
friend
got?
found her doppelganger at a party.
That.
It is
Whoa.
uncanny,
Well,
and that is a very unique looking person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you would think, there's no one that looks like me. Wrong.
Hey, all those examples you showed us are unbelievable, but they could make love to each other. Any of those examples.
What do you mean?
Well,
Without
if you're
it-
that way inclined.
Yeah, you
I
could
wonder
make
if that'd
love
be-
to yourself.
I wonder if that was
without
the tendency.
without any biological weirdness. It'd be your one chance.
Don't you understand, Swanee? Like if you were, if you're that way inclined,
If you loved yourself that much.
Well, if you preferred the same sex, Swanee, for instance, would you go for someone that looked exactly like you? That's an interesting question.
Very interesting.
I mean, this is why I love this show and I love working with you, Deano, because the last area I expected this to go
Yes.
was you can go F yourself if you really want to.
He wasn't really saying that.
Yes, he was.
absolutely was.
He absolutely
I thought he
was.
meant like maybe a tongue pash.
No, John.
You've taken it to home
I
base,
have.
Swanee.
I'm
No,
talking.
Dino has.
Daytime hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Just a
Dana.
food for thought.
Probably too much for me.
You are so funny. 13, 24, 10. Have you ever come across your doppelganger? It is a little interest area of mine, and I want to know the location and what happened.
I had a few people trying to get photos with me at Crown Casino. In the early days of retirement, Swanee, when I'd sort of let myself go a little bit, and I had some resemblance to James Packer. I thought I could have nearly passed when I had the fat head, Swanee. You know, in that first 12 months when you enjoy yourself post retirement. I thought if ever I run into Packer, maybe I'd be a chance to be on that doppelganger article.
You absolutely would. And Billy Ray Cyrus. I was going to say Miley Cyrus. You don't look like Miley, but you do look like Billy Ray, particularly in some photos.
Oh, can you get us a photo of Fat Jonathan, by the way? Just for us.
Fat head,
FJ?
Jonathan. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ebony from Seaford, talk to me about meeting your doppelganger.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello, Ebony.
I actually went to high school with my doppelganger. We were in the same class together, and we spent the whole of high school together. Our birthdays were even on the same day,
Wow.
but she was a year older than me.
Did you play it up?
Absolutely. People thought we were sisters or twins, especially when our birthdays were on the same day. Obviously, they thought we were twins.
Yeah.
So we used to trick teachers.
Wow.
Everything. It
Do
was
you
great.
remember the moment that you first saw that face?
Yeah, it was on orientation day.
Wow.
What year level?
Well, orientation day was the end of grade 6,
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
so we went all the way through high school together.
Yeah,
And she agrees. Often there's one person that goes, no, I can't see it.
No, she agreed. She even let me use her ID so that I could get into nightclubs because she was older than me.
That's
She's
rude.
a good
Ebony,
doppelganger.
you're at a dingy bar, it's 2 a.m, you're the second last person there, you're feeling a bit toey, you look across the bar and it's you sitting there. Do you engage?
Dean.
What?
No.
It's not weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
It is weird that your brain has gone there.
Just ask. It's our job.
Remember?
It's our job. Well, Jack, if
Yeah,
you,
no, I don't go there.
I want to ask Jack. Jack, if you were in that situation at the bar, probably 3 sheets to the wind like you usually are, and you see yourself across the, or Callum Scott, either, across the bar,
Yeah.
does your mind go to, I'm going to kiss that person?
No, it goes to me trying to take secret photos of them to send to everyone.
That's more honest.
Would you kiss yourself, though? Would you go, this is an unbelievable opportunity?
Yeah.
To kiss those velvety lips.
It's just an experience.
Yeah.
How am I the crazy one here?
I think you might be.
Ebony, you could win 10K for your story.
I love
So
it.
you
Remember
could
that
just do that in the
story?
mirror like we all
Thank you,
did
guys.
growing up.
Yeah, practicing.
Yeah.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. After all being in different locations yesterday, I was in Sydney, Brownie, you were in Melbourne, and Sam, I'm assuming you were passed out in a park somewhere. We are back together. The lyrics from Especially For You come to mind. Now we're back together. Together. I want to show you my heart is so, so true.
That's powerful.
It's good to see you, Sam. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Kevin Bloody Wilson?
No.
What song? Where's that from?
The great Jason Donovan, The Sage.
Jason Donovan.
What?
Yeah, Especially For You.
Really?
Now we're back together.
Oh, okay, now I recognise
Yes.
it. I don't know if the...
They
Together.
need a tune with it.
Yes.
What's the one he did when he was on top of a mountain with an electric guitar that wasn't plugged in?
Oh,
Too,
Zito will know.
too many broken hearts.
Yes.
It's amazing, Deano. Good morning, by the way.
Hearts in the world, and too many dreams have been broken into.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Was it?
I didn't do much in my teenage years, as you can
Anyway,
see.
it's wonderful to see you all.
Hello, Samuel.
Good morning.
I
Good
see you're
morning.
still in a white T-shirt, which you've been wearing ever since you've sported your Port Douglas tan.
This is what I've never worn this, haven't I? Yeah. Well, I've had a white T-shirt on. Why am I getting critiqued?
It represents your purity.
It does.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting a hose out. Hey, little
Now we are talking.
I wouldn't mind getting a hose out. You know where we're going here. There's a $500 drink card in it for you.
Absolutely.
Maduri all
I
round.
want to see your bath plugs through that white T-shirt.
What has happened? What has happened? Are you sure we're happy to be back together?
A white
It's been a hot
T-shirt.
start from you guys.
A white T-shirt is the international language of the wet T-shirt competition.
Is it?
That's what he's saying. He's
Of course
gonna.
it is, mate.
He wouldn't mind getting the hose out.
Especially the nick you're in.
I've never.
Oh,
Oh, jeez, I've never seen you more disappointed when I said, "Oh, I didn't know white T-shirts and wet T-shirts
Yes.
go together." And
Yes.
you really were upset at me then.
but you
that's
should know.
disgraceful. You should know
Can't
that.
remember your 20s.
Swanee
No, I
was
can't actually.
Swanee was rigged up to a roof yesterday. We're going to get to there because Pang witnessed it.
Yeah, I did.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
So yesterday up to Sydney, right?
Yes.
And for the Channel 10 upfronts, which is, of course, the networks, I think Swanee mentioned earlier, they announced their lineup for the upcoming year, or for the next year.
Menu, if you will.
The menu of which some dishes remain.
Yes.
There are some new dishes. There are some dishes that'll never be seen again. You know what I mean? So it's a
Love boats heading in that direction.
Hey,
Rightio.
take
Come
that back.
Hey,
settle down.
Sam.
Yes, John.
Did you feature, or was HYBPA prominent?
Well, for all the. I haven't been to many of these upfronts, you know what I mean? But
How many have you been to? When you say many, how many in a number?
yesterday was my second.
That's actually more than me.
Well, it's but so I know that,
He's a
I'm
stalwart.
a little bit
Channel 10.
misanthropic when it comes to social outings. You know, I just like my own time. But
Yes.
it is a reminder. You know what a
You're a
reminder was yesterday? What?
You're a loner.
I am at the moment. I'm living at the Olsen. it is a nice, there's news of like, by the way, the takeaway is that, yes, have you been paying attention is coming back next year, and I'm very happy with that. So it was a good day for me. So that's, I've got to remember that. There are, like I said, there are shows coming back, there are shows not coming back, and there are new shows, whatever.
Were all the execs coming over to you trying to make you laugh or trying to get you to be a performing seal?
Why would they come to me when the show was opened by Chrissie Swan?
Thank you.
And
Chatfield.
Yes. Being lowered down from the ceiling, John.
Oh, I know.
That was how the whole thing's open. I sit down in a dark auditorium and it's packed. And then there was a bit of a pre-recorded hunted style skit.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
I inferred
not too long at all.
No, it went a bit long, I'll agree. But the highlight, of course, was me offering sexual favours to Toadfish if he cleared my Uber debt.
Come on.
Really, that's pretty good.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, spoiler alert. Doesn't matter.
Was she upside down like Pink?
No, she...
Nah.
Not at the start.
And Swanee,
She was by the end of the day.
If you are, and then so Swanee and Abby Chatfield win the thing, and then they get lowered down. That's how the whole show started.
What do you
Isn't
mean?
that amazing?
What do you mean win the thing?
They won the hunted style skit or whatever, and then they come running into the auditorium, and then they're lowered down on.
Oh, that's cool.
it wasn't
I like
Jackman
that.
style. Like, it didn't look dangerous. It looked more regal, or like angelic. Two people just coming down from the sky.
Yes.
Do you remember the story? I told it yesterday, Sam. You wouldn't have heard it. You remember Owen Hart, the famous wrestler?
Yeah.
Brother of Bret the Hitman Hart, I think. And at the wrestling tournament where, same as Swanee and Abby, they lowered him in from the ceiling of the stadium and the line snapped. And he fell about 20 metres and hit his head on the turnbuckle and died.
Instantly.
Died instantly. And you stretch it out and the show continued because that's what he would have wanted, of course. But that actually happened.
The crowd are just booing him.
Crowd were booing him. They thought he wouldn't get
I'm
up.
telling you now, if that had happened with Swan and Chatfield, then I don't know if the show would have gone on. I don't know if it was like these things have to carry on at all costs. But it was I enjoyed my time in Sydney. It was
sure you did.
it was a nice it was a nice time had by all.
Sure.
Well, what else do you want from me?
I think we're all not being honest about the fact that Sydney is a watery mess now.
Oh, my God. It did not stop raining. I couldn't wait to get home. Couldn't wait to get home. And also I was so pleased that I didn't die. After the cautionary
down
tale
safely.
of the guy that dropped. Everyone's got a unique sort of worry when they're being suspended from the ceiling. Mine was that I would fall out of the harness.
Were you strapped in?
There was just one seatbelt. That's it. Just a seatbelt. And I thought it's very like me to step out and lose my footing and fall in front of all these people. Abby's unique thing was, very seriously, she said, when I get nervous, sometimes I wet myself. So she was scared that she would do a full wee, and I was scared that I would fall over, and neither happened, which I'm thrilled to report.
It was a like I just said, it was a wonderful day had by all. Yes. But so their Channel 10 ones are on yesterday.
Yeah.
And the Channel 9 ones were a couple of weeks ago.
Multidisciplinary star.
And the Channel 7 ones are coming up.
Whoa.
Oh, haven't they been yet?
Haven't been. So
I thought that Kath and Kim were announced at the upfronts. Obviously not.
No, so I am going to attend that as well.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
of course
becoming
you are.
a bit of a tart.
You
with
are.
all these upfront shows.
The only thing I wanted to do, I want to go to the Channel 7 day and see if Front Bar's coming back.
Yeah.
And see all these other shows.
See if Kerry Stokes got your bulldozer for her.
Exactly. But I also want to see if as part of Channel 7's up front, because they play a lot of packages, right? I want to see if this is going to make it, because this is Koshy and Natalie Barr talking to Christine, who's just won a cruise, right? This was from earlier in the week.
How would you like to go cruising?
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Go to your front door, Christine.
Tell us who you're going to take.
I'm going to take my husband.
Oh, why?
He's got terminal cancer.
Oh.
Just for the record, I'm not laughing.
No one's laughing at the situation. I'm just saying, you reckon my interview with Colin Fastage went bad? Come on.
Oh, my
That
God.
is unbelievable.
That's getting played again today.
No, it's not.
Good stuff.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. You could win Chili's tickets at 8:30 because Post Malone is joining them too. But now...
Kate Ritchie, a work colleague who you can hear on the drive home every weekday with Kate, Tim and Joel. And now you can see her on the television. With Australia's Got Talent, which starts 7 p.m. Sunday on 7, here's Kate.
Hi, Kate Ritchie. Oh, hi. It kind of feels very strange to be in this building chatting to anybody at this time of day, but thank you for having me.
It is, because of course you are at the other end of the day on the drive show.
Yes.
Well, we just lost your camera then. I want to talk about...
That's not a bad thing at this time of morning,
I want to talk about Australia's Got Talent. What a juggernaut. I love that you can be moved by somebody singing and then entertained by somebody playing the bells.
Well, fingers crossed for both those things, because it was funny. I was chatting to somebody yesterday and they were like, are you really impressed by someone who can balance on a, I don't know, like a ring or
yes.
Climb up onto this 20-foot tall ladder and do a handstand? Like, is this for real? Do you really want to say yes, or are you just making good TV? But I have to say, I was impressed. Australia does have talent, guys.
Can you give us...
jugglers?
Yeah, can you give us one little hint?
Well, are you into jugglers?
The height of entertainment.
Yes, I think we all have the acts that we really want to see come out on stage, and then there are the acts that really have to get us over the line. Like for me, I'm not a massive magic person.
Whoa, take
that back.
Oh.
Come on.
I like the one.
Yeah,
I like the one where the woman gets cut in threes.
Yeah, brother.
And they move around and then they eventually join it back together.
Magic. No, I don't know if that's magic. Oh, and the other thing is I don't like the comics. Sorry.
She doesn't like stand-up and she doesn't like magic. Sam, your thoughts?
And I think she was on the fence with the jugglers too. So where is the joy?
Yes.
Where's the joy?
Where's the joy in your life?
What do you like, Kate Ritchie? What do you like?
No comedians, no magicians and no jugglers. That's a big part of the entertainment pie.
I'm guessing that you like the old frumpy ladies with voices of angels.
Maybe. Look, I'm not saying I don't like them. What I'm saying is when they walk out onto stage, I'm thinking, okay, well, this has to be really good, because it doesn't initially pull at my heartstrings. I'm a bit of a sentimental old thing, and so you show me a little girl in a tutu, and I'm afraid I'm going to be impressed before they even do anything.
Yes. I get it. But also the other end of the scale is some old boiler gets out there with the voice of an angel. You're all.
I'm all. I just can't. I want to take them home.
Exactly. Have you told your view on comedians, Kate? Have you told Joel that? Have you told Joel Chrissie that you don't like comedians?
I didn't say I don't like comedians.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. For the record,
you said you don't like comics.
No, I don't. I have to be. Oh God!
You're so a fan of Superman or Spider-Man. That's what you meant.
Joel Chrissie's got a show coming up at the end of the year. I hope he's not juggling in it. Otherwise, Kate will definitely not go.
No, I know. Oh, look, I love everything about the show, and I have to say, it was such a pleasure to be part of, because of course I was a bit nervous. I'm the newbie judge, and I'm taking to the stage, alongside the likes of David Williams and, Shane Jacobson and Alicia Dixon, and it was lovely to be taken under their wing. And I have to,
Did you have your own dressing room?
Yes, I asked for the biggest one.
What do you reckon she shared with Jacobson?
Oh,
what do you reckon?
Well, she's a newbie, so he's got to find her feet. She's on the probationary stage.
It's not a dressing shed.
Yeah.
It's a dressing room.
I pictured it like a locker room. They're all getting ready for the big show.
Sorry about this, Kate.
Like that.
Hey, who did your white ant? Who did they get rid of to get who did you replace?
Who got the bullet?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was anything like that. The show was meant to happen. Like, the show happened a few years ago, and then it was meant to happen. And I was actually meant to do it 12 months ago, and COVID shut that down.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Like as it did many things.
There's always a sacrificial lamb.
Who caught some hot lead?
Who's been juggled out of the show?
Nobody's been juggled. I think what happens is it's a move. It's a rotating.
Somebody climbed the ladder off stage. Who was it?
That's what they told me.
We can't remember. Who was the original lineup?
Yeah.
Well, we've had Manu. We had Lucy Durack.
What was Manu doing there?
Good, everyone's thinking that.
You're right to Carl Manil, I would have thought.
But you need to have four people that represent. This is going to sound absolutely ridiculous, but I've started the sentence now.
I'm excited.
But we, oh God, we all have to represent a sector of the community.
Yes.
Well said. Well said.
Absolutely. Start 7
I don't know
p.m.
who
Sunday.
I don't know who
Real
I
quick.
represent, but yes.
Let's
You're
be
wrapping
honest.
me up.
Shane
Okay.
Jacobson,
Not at all.
when you're in conversation with Shane Jacobson, he doesn't do much listening.
I beg your pardon. He's not paid to
That
listen.
man-
He's paid to speak.
Could talk the hind legs off a mule and doesn't give anyone a chance to say anything.
Well, I think that's why we're not live.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Well, at least not on Sunday.
Australia's Got Talent. We're not wrapping you up, but we have to go. It's been
No,
fun.
that's okay. You said just quickly, and I'm thinking, is that your part or my part? So
Can you just roll that saying out again for us, Dino?
Which one?
Shane Jacobson
You can
could.
talk the hind legs off a mule. Now,
Good. That's a good one.
7 p.m. Australia's Got Talent, Sunday on 7. Kate Ritchie, you absolute legend.
oh, thank you,
I thought
guys.
we're not playing. We're not playing the game.
We're out of time.
playing a game.
What game?
You want to play a wacky game?
Well, I knew you were going to do this to me. I thought they never tell me we're playing a game, but then when I get in there, we're playing a game.
Hit the post, hit the post, hit the post. Be the host of the most. You gotta hit the post. You gotta hit the post. Hit the post.
I know you're a very competitive person. Kate.
Coming from you, Chrissie Swan, please.
I don't feel like I am.
Oh, you say you're not, and then you get in this studio.
Yeah, you're speaking about what's it
Draw.
called? Quick Draw.
Yeah.
Now, Swanee, you're
so
going.
Good at
bad
that,
at
by the
quick
way.
draw.
No, you're very good at it.
I'm so bad.
Swan, you're going first. This is Hit the Post. Is where you have to act like a radio jock that talks right up until the singer starts singing.
Now, this
I
is
can't do.
yeah,
That's
this
not
is
my
hard.
job.
I know it's not mine either. So we're on equal footing, Kate.
Now, Swanee will go first. Your song is Toxic Swan. Your talk time is 13 seconds.
Great. Mm-hmm.
Hit the post.
Coming up on Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, we wrap up the week with our cheat sheet. I'll tell you about my trip to Sydney yesterday. And Deano, the genius, has a brand new idea in Dino's pitch. Nah, missed it. Missed it.
Daylight.
It's a long 13 seconds, isn't
Mate,
it?
you hung in there.
You sure you give the right number?
Are you saying that? Do I know how long it is going to be?
Correct.
Yeah,
We're
Because
going to give you the number.
all you know.
I do know is that I should probably know how to do this because Blackers is very good at it.
He's the best in the biz.
and
best.
if he doesn't get the extended intro or whatever that means, you wait. You just wait.
Pink is your artist. The song is Funhouse, and you have less time to fill. It's only 9 seconds.
That's good. That's a good thing.
More words.
Oh, well, you don't have to say it all, Richie. That's
No,
the
you
thing.
just make it
You
up.
just-
Riff, Richie,
You just
riff.
decide what you think 9 seconds is, Kate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all you have
Just
to do.
juggle the words.
Give it some energy. 9 seconds starts now.
Coming up on Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, your chance to win $25,000 with our missing word. Ask Brownie returns, and we've got your tickets to see Post Malone.
Pretty good. That is actually
That's pretty good.
just clip the things, but clearly will.
Just bumped it.
Good luck with AGT,
Thank
Kate
you,
Ritchie.
guys.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Pang, it's so good to have you here on a Friday.
Hey, mate, I'm excited because I've missed this for 6 months.
Let's do it.
Okay, Dino's pitch. Dino's pitch. What? Dino's pitch. Dino's pitch. Dino's pitch.
A wonderful little show bag, Dino.
Oh, yeah, I am a show bag.
You are a show
I
bag.
smell of fresh plastic.
Yeah.
What's the bag in show bag?
Hey.
No, but the show is this in
Yeah.
show bag.
Oh, yeah. Pangy set a dangerous precedent earlier this week where he started taking other folks' segments. I refer to this.
Mystic
Okay, we've got Jerry on the line. Good morning, Jerry.
Oh, hi, Sam.
Okay. I see a wedding.
Oh, actually, I just got married 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, of course you did. I see a honeymoon.
Well, we're going on our honeymoon this weekend.
Yeah, nailed it again. I see a boat.
Yeah. There's like a little boat trip in there. It's gonna be awesome.
Mate, I'm on fire here. Now, I see a shark.
What?
Jerry, I see your wife being snatched out of the boat by a great white. Jerry, I see the ocean water run red with blood, and you forever haunted by the screams of your lost love.
What?
Your wife is dead.
What? Why?
Suck it up, Jerry.
Sam.
Poor Jerry.
Jerry's in therapy.
He asked for it, though.
He did too.
He wanted to know his future.
Thank you.
I hope you gave him some Daniel's donuts for his time.
Now,
Daniel's donuts dozen, there's 13.
13 of him.
on the back of Identi-Cry, Identi-Pie, Identi-Fly, Identi-Sigh, Identi... Die.
What do you got?
It's Identi-High. You gotta work out whose head's in the sky. Identi-High.
Yeah.
At the end of this, you'll feel like pie.
Right on. All right.
Okay, so let me just make it clear. It's not people from films saying hello.
Yeah.
It's people from films on the bong.
No, high. They could be in the sky in an aeroplane, possibly. We don't know.
That's Identi-Fly.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. So round one, your names are your buzzers. Identify this scene in film, please.
Hey, I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But I'm gonna get you high today. Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Sam?
Beaches.
Beaches.
It is not beaches, sadly, John.
I'm out.
I feel like it's right there. It's right there at the front of the brain.
Is that Chris Rock?
Oh, very close.
Chris
Kevin
Tucker.
Hart, I mean.
Chris Tucker, John.
Chris Tucker.
I'll give it to you because I don't
Rush.
think... No.
No, Rush.
1995's Friday.
Friday.
Where a young Ice Cube and Chris Tucker are out on their veranda.
So should I watch that? Is it good?
It's fantastic.
Okay.
If you're a certain way inclined.
All right.
Round two, names of buzzers.
What kind of joint is this, man?
Oh, it's a heavy-duty joint, man.
It looks like a toothpick, man.
No, it's not a toothpick, man.
No, hey, it is a toothpick.
Names
Sam.
Sam.
That is Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, it is Cheech and
Right
Chong.
off the bat now.
I don't know the name of the movie, though.
1978's Up in Smoke. one of the great.
One of the greats?
Didn't win the Oscar.
That's good.
Tragically snubbed.
There was buzz.
Cheech and Chong were great.
Were they really?
Yeah.
I reckon a lot of our listeners would know Cheech and Chong.
No, they might not. You Google it.
Just to central it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Is it just the weed or is it other chemicals?
Cheech and Chong.
There seems to be a
I'm
theme
sorry,
here.
the
John.
overall thing. Okay.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
I'm just trying, because I know famous scenes where people are up and about, but it's not necessarily the weed.
So far, it's just been magic broccoli. I
Okay.
don't think we'll dive. Round three.
People are up and about.
Are you lame or something? Go ahead, old man, smoke it.
Get here.
Tough one.
Sam.
Yeah.
Schindler's List.
I don't know, and I'm a bit concerned about this segment.
It's not the Last Boy Scout, is it?
It's not, John. It's 1986's Platoon.
What?
Where a young Charlie Sheen
Was it?
in a war-torn jungle has his first dance with magic broccoli.
Really? Tom Berenger?
Yeah.
His first dance.
Do you think that was the end of Charlie Sheen?
They say it is a gateway.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
An interesting day yesterday because I went down to see a few of my mates from the who are in town to play in the police AFL Carnival, where the coppers come from all over Australia, Swanee, to play in the carnival. It change location every year, obviously every sixth year. It's in Victoria or hosted in Melbourne by the boys. So I was invited down there yesterday, down to Walsh Street, because the big game today between Victoria and South Australia is named the Tynan Air Cup.
Right.
Of course, named after the two officers that were gunned down, murdered in cold blood in 1988, October the 12th, 1988, and of course famously known as the Walsh Street killing, Swanee.
So when you were invited down to Walsh Street, what does that mean? Were you to the site of the murders?
So everyone gathered, and
Wow.
the women, the police girls, they're playing this year as well as part of the carnival. So there's quite a few of us down there, as a memorial. But
just on the street there, where the
on the
plaque
street,
is.
just down there at the tan, and so one of the senior officers ran us through what happened that morning, and quite a few officers are still involved in the police games. Swanee were serving officers at the time.
Right.
And so it's still fresh. It's still fresh. It's still tough for them because, of course, they were acquitted. The suspects were acquitted, which is still a black mark on our time, I suppose, back in then. Yeah, so it was really interesting. So I went down to Wall Street, just down near the tan there, with the officers. They explained what happened, went through it all. We went and paid our respects to the actual scene where it actually happened there at Wall Street, which is unbelievable. Just a quiet little Wall Street.
Yeah.
They went through it all. So
Any true crime podcasts about that one, Swanee?
Yes.
There is?
Yes.
Lots?
Just Google, just go on Spotify and write in those surnames or Walsh.
And on Foxtel Crimes That Shook Australia, hosted by Matt Doran, there was a really interesting documentary about it as well. It goes for about 45 minutes. So
hosted by Matt Doran.
Matt Doran.
Yes.
Steady hand.
Steady hand.
So, John, you were saying there was a period where cops were getting, there was a full war. Heaps of cops were being
There were, but between the armed robbery squad and these bank robberies, they're the height of bank robberies here in Melbourne. So it was the Wild West really for about a 7 or 8 year period in the late 80s, early 90s. So this was retribution. It was an ambush. Stephen Tynan and Damien Eyre were the two young coppers, 22 and 20 years old, and there was a car parked in the middle of Wall Street, looked like a stolen car, so obviously a member of the public called it in and said, look, there's a car here with doors open, parked in the middle of the street, the lights are on, so two innocent coppers just turned up to a call, and I didn't realise this at the time, Swanee, but they were from the Paran office, the Paran station. They were called in, just a routine check. The boys said they do hundreds of these a year.
Absolutely.
And they were ambushed and murdered there. And I did not realise at the time a few of their mates from the Paran station were actually away playing in this police carnival in Wollongong.
Really?
So they came to breakfast the next morning and were notified of what had happened. So you can imagine how fresh it is. And
yes.
So I just thought, so that was it was nice to do and just a really unifying thing for the force to come together. And I was honoured to be actually down there with the lads. So
what did you do? Did you have to do anything?
No. I just sat there and watched, and then went back and had lunch with them later on and had a chat to them, and told a few footy stories.
It's not a cashy, is it?
No. I went away envelopeless.
It has all the hallmarks
it does, doesn't it?
of a cashy.
Oh, yeah, it's great to be here, guys, and this is an amazing story and thing. Little handshake at the end.
Just tapping his pocket, winking at them.
No?
I must admit, there's always that touch, but I do talk about it.
I must admit.
Yeah, no.
There's always that touch.
Yeah, there's always that touch, but and I talk about being a unifying thing, and obviously a sad chapter in the state's history, Swanee. But and I thought really galvanise the states, galvanise the force, because they're all the same. They're all working together. And until I heard Aaron Henneman, who's a former Essendon player, now a policeman, Henner's been in charge of organising the whole thing. So on Wednesday, just shows the unity of the forces. New South Wales and Queensland played each other in a big rivalry match, of course, and the two teams had a massive punch on.
Did they?
Yes.
An all-in brawl.
A full all-in brawl. They thought it was State of Origin rugby league. The Henners had to walk out on the ground and stop the game mid-brawl and warn the two teams. If this happens again, the game will be cancelled. The carnival will be finished.
Passion is alive.
So the passion is arrived. So the Vics play the South Australians today. That'll be a big match. So all the best to all the crew, to the girls and boys there who represent us and look after us, Swanee. But it was a good thing to do yesterday. I just thought I'd pay my respects and pay tribute to them.
Good on you, Brownie.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Oh, Mr. Fuji's at the door.
I want some tropical stuff.
Well, it's Friday, the 7th of October.
Yes.
You want a sense of the day? Mate.
What?
Stop playing this.
Last time.
I'm now for a sense of the day.
That's it, brother.
I've stopped enjoying it out of respect for you, Sam.
Do you want me to shoot it right now and then it's gone?
That'd be
Yeah,
great.
let's do that.
Time now for a sense of the day.
One in the...
The eye contact
All right, then.
as he hits
No
the
worries.
button.
Where to start? The City on a Hill Church at the centre of the Andrew Thorburn controversy will update its site to address concerns surrounding some of its views.
Is it just me, or does everybody wonder if he's any relation to Cassandra Thorburn, Carl Stefanovic's first wife?
Yep.
Straight away, that's where my mind goes.
Really?
I'm going to have to Google it.
The church will update the Q&A section on its website after controversy surrounding the senior pastor. His comments where he said same-sex relationships were sinful and compared abortion to concentration camps. Mate, you should stand by what you believe, you know what I mean? Never apologise, Brandon. That's what you always say.
Yes.
Wayne Carey will not
Everyone's
face...
entitled to their opinion, isn't that right, Sam?
Yeah, that's true. There's always two sides to every story.
Yeah.
It's now the second most Googled article. Or second most Googled thing. Because, I think Ernst & Young did the, because they obviously get one of those companies gets brought in to do the background checks on candidates if they're going for the CEO job. Ernst & Young missed that because it was buried away, of course. No one's going to find that. They looked up his church connections, but they couldn't find the sermon. But obviously now you can find it easily because it's the second most Googled thing.
Jeez, imagine there was a background check on you.
Oh, jeez.
But Ernst & Young have to put a team of people on
I'll
that.
just move to Bali when that happens.
Hey, Wayne Carey will not face police charges over the bag of powder dropped
It's
at
only
the
because
Perth
the
Casino.
evidence has gone completely.
Oh, they've already owed detective.
Sorry, I can't stand him. I hope he never gets another
One
job.
more.
Well, he's not returning to any media duties at 7 or Triple M or The Age. They're all
spell.
gone. Yeah, a spell.
What's next for Wayne?
He might have a spell because he's
Eating ostrich balls in the jungle in January, I reckon. No?
Yes,
Is that
absolutely.
not a popular view?
You might pop up on special comments now, Sam. Yeah, you're a star of Channel 7. You got front bar. You might pop up on the weekends. Bit of boundary riding. You and Dipper.
Look how happy you are. Oh, Dipper's back, is he?
You and Dipper.
In your fantasy there, Dipper's back.
Could you imagine crossing down to Pang and Dipper in the boundary? What's the update? How's the ground conditions?
I don't know the
I
players.
don't think it'd last long. I think Sam would be... I don't know what to say, but looking for a... What do you say?
Oh, no.
A party?
That's all right, son. Hey, what about this one? Christian Bale says Leonardo DiCaprio gets first dibs on every role in Hollywood.
Oh.
Under the age of 25.
That
He
as
gets
well.
to choose everything. He revealed in a tidbit to GQ in a rare interview, Bale. Doesn't give him out often. He said, it's not just me. Any role that anybody gets, it's only... He wasn't... Oh, yeah. Bale wasn't in this, but Leo was, yeah.
Here if you need.
Yeah. Any role that anybody gets, it's only because he's passed on it beforehand. It doesn't matter what anyone tells you. Doesn't matter how friendly you are with the directors. All these people I've worked with multiple times, they've offered every one of those roles to DiCaprio first.
Well, who knew that you were the Leonardo DiCaprio of the Australian television industry?
That's right.
Good.
Everyone needs to
that's right,
thank
is it?
you. Shane Jacobson needs to thank you for passing on Australia's Got Talent.
Yep.
Everyone needs to thank you.
It's been a weird morning, this. You guys are a bit off today. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, she's very accurate.
Very accurate.
She's very accurate.
You've been no good since you dropped the bombshell that you're not a believer anymore. And you're still tired from Sydney.
Yes,
Dino,
I'm going all right.
Oh, you're on fire today. Hey, Shaq is...
he's in a new movie with Christian Bale's in a new movie with Robert De Niro.
Oh, thank you,
It looks
Stats.
great.
Really? It is
Absolutely.
interesting, though, that even Christian Bale, you would think, has the world at his feet. Even he has to just wait to see if Leo wants the job, and then that's pretty amazing. Hey, Shaq has revealed a weight loss that was apparently fueled by his NBA on TNT co-host Charles Barkley. Now, we met Shaq recently. I can't believe I'm saying
But
that.
he's in good nick. I saw him with his shirt off recently.
He said, I was looking at myself and I had that Charles Barkley retirement body. Charles Swanee traditionally has been in a good paddock post-retirement.
No, but he's so handsome.
Oh, he's
Charles
beautiful.
Barkley's
I didn't want my stomach to be over the belt anymore, so I was like, just go ahead and trim up, and now he's ripped.
He's ripped. You wouldn't have been able to tell when we were there, Sam, but he had his shirt off the other day. Good six-pack.
Yeah, good
Like a
six-pack.
washing
A
board.
man that size just has to have one less quarter pounder a day and bang.
Well,
Great,
didn't you?
great Mitch.
Didn't you tell him that the key to his weight loss was what?
He stopped having breakfast sandwiches. He was having breakfast sandwiches every day, and that is like a sausage and egg McMuffin in America, the breakfast sandwich.
What about when we walked out after our interview with him, and he had a whole sort of waiter's trolley there. And we
This
thought
is
it was,
great tidbit. I love this.
We thought it was for his crew.
I think it was 3 and 3.
He
Felt
had-
like 3.
He had 3 chicken salads.
Yeah.
And 3 steaks.
Yeah. And we go, and we were both, Brownie and I both thinking, that's nice, he's feeding the crew.
Yeah.
Oh, no, just for him.
For him.
That was for him.
Were they, can I ask, were the 3 steaks on one plate
No,
or was it
separate.
closh?
Separate.
Wow.
And you know the Yanks love their steaks, just comes as a steak.
Did it have sides?
That's it.
No, just as
No, there might have been a little bit of mustard, but that was it. And then the chicken salad. And obviously Shaq had just come off that 24-hour flight. But bang.
Did he eat all that?
Well, we didn't stay and take notes, but he was into it. Don't worry, he was ripping into it early when me and Sam left.
I remember, well, it's you
Where?
and Shaq's. That whole thing was worth it just to get this sound right.
Thank you, Shaq. That's after he gave me one of his steaks.
I couldn't agree more. That is. I'm imagining you. Imagine this. You're in bed, in a custom-made bed for you 2 huge men. Shaq does something that you enjoy. I don't know what that is, a compliment or something.
I got some ideas.
Makes you a breakfast sandwich.
Shaq's just finished.
He's got a big bed too.
And
you know?
I know he does. Well, he's had to have it custom made. And he's leaning, Jonathan Brown's. I'm just going to keep on ploughing on.
Keep going,
Please.
Swanee.
Much like Shaq.
Sam's got me having a breakfast sandwich, or him.
Yeah, eating it off Shaq's back.
Yeah. Come on, keep going.
He leans over. You're hugging a pillow at this stage, and you lock eyes with Shaq, and you say,
"Thank you, Shaq."
What a scene!
I remember at the time. I'm glad we had those mics because I'm not sure Shaq would have even heard it. So just to be honest, it was just a little peep.
I know.
I've just got to sneak this in under.
Mate, you snuck it in.
Geez, we had good audio though,
it's
didn't
just crackling with warmth and love.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Over 100.
The combination of me being a little bit tired today and being around you extraordinarily funny men, I've just got a stitch. You know, when you're a little bit vulnerable in terms of energy, people are definitely funnier. Let's hope that everyone's a bit tired at your stand-up show, Sam. Best sort of audience. And I am tired because, just had a big day yesterday. I hosted the upfronts at Channel 10. And I was you were there, Sam. I made my entrance, as I said to you in the foyer when you were pressing the flesh with lots of celebs.
You're a press flesher.
Well, you might have been hiding in the corner.
Flesh presser.
I'll take it over. We're all sitting there, a captive audience, and the show begins with Chrissie and
Abby
being lowered down from the ceiling. Brownie.
Goodness
Now,
gracious.
I'm not
me.
good with distances. How high is that? It felt like sort of...
Kilometre.
No.
No.
It looked like you would die if it went pear-shaped.
3 stories, I reckon.
I was gonna say it's got to be 30 metres and like 30, 50 metres.
Probably not 30.
No?
But Swanee,
She came down
10,
from the
10 metres seems like that high. 10 metres seems like about 100 metres.
Oh no, she came down from the ceiling of the auditorium.
I've seen it, absolutely. It'd be 20 metres, Swanee, at least.
I reckon.
Yeah.
And it was thrilling. And initially I was like, oh my God, I can't do that. And then I thought, why can't I?
Yes.
Why can't I do that? You know, thrills at the moment, very thin on the ground at Shea Swan.
At the moment.
Very thin on the ground. And I thought, I might get a little thrill
have a
from
go at
this. Yeah. So I gave it a go. And it was very safe. I spent far too long, actually.
I'm not going to lie. As you were coming down, just for a little bit of theatre,
Yeah.
a little tumble would have been, exciting.
Yes.
Not hopefully caused no injuries, but if someone had come off.
Sam, I'm with you because I'm all about the showbiz.
I know you're right.
And initially I was scared. I thought, oh no, what if I die? And then I thought,
it's worth it.
Hell of a way to go out.
Absolutely.
They'd remember you.
Exactly.
They would.
We often think about Denise Drysdale tipping over at the Holy Moly.
Correct.
Okay, that's going to be remembered forever.
Of course it
Imagine
will.
if you tipped over from
But
20 metres.
imagine if that happened, but on the same day Elton John passed away.
And then it wouldn't have been worth it.
You'd be forgotten.
I know, because we all know what we want is a write-up in the Herald Sun. And we'll do anything for it, including die in a full auditorium.
So the thing about upfronts, if you don't know, is that the network announces their upcoming shows for 2023, Brownie.
They do.
So what's coming back?
Look, Would I Lie to You's coming back, and on a personal note for us, that's good for me because I host that show, and your show, Have You Been Paying Attention, of course, is coming back. How many seasons is that?
I don't know.
10.
That's a lie.
Care factor.
You're lying to my
I don't keep count.
Straight to my face.
Very, very, very happy that it's coming back.
Hollywood, how many seasons is that?
Do you get a pay rise every season?
What is wrong with you people today? Leave me alone.
Is there anything that took your attention, Swanee? Apart from the Love Boat, anything took your attention for next season?
Hey, Brownie, I'll try to, Swanee's got a, family to think about, but the Love Boat was front and centre in terms of what's coming up. Right?
Yeah.
And it was on the night before.
How'd it go? It looks interesting.
I don't know how well. I don't know, mate.
Juggernaut, I heard.
Yeah?
It's going to build.
Sure it will.
I think there's an iceberg coming.
Especially the steady hand of McMullen.
Oh, McMullen.
With the captain's hat on.
Are you predicting iceberg dead ahead?
I don't know.
I tell you what, I'm excited about the challenge.
What is
Australia. So the Challenge Australia has got everyone you've loved and hated from reality TV over the last, I'm going to say, 10 years.
Blake Garvey's back.
He's not. But names like Cyrell and Kieran Stott and Conrad Bean.
Hot dogs?
You wouldn't know any of them, Sam, but it looks really great.
Yeah,
it's all of these people fighting for a huge
Garvey.
cash prize. And Bryony Dawson is hosting, and they are fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
I was with them in the green room in the background, and I mean, unbelievable, fabulous. It's going to be a great show. Australian Survivor's back, Heroes versus Villains, which is the sort of most fun incarnation of Australian
I'm gonna watch
Survivor.
it this
If you're
year,
into
Survivor.
Taskmaster Australia is coming.
Oh, yeah. So if you're fans of Taskmaster, which many are.
And that's an English show.
Tom Gleeson is doing the Australian version.
And Tom Cashman,
That'd be good.
where celebs basically get bamboozled by different tasks. It's going to be fun.
Mars Singer?
Gogglebox is back. There was no announcement just because it's so late.
Yeah.
in the year, but I think it will be coming.
Hey, would
back.
I lie to you, though? There's been a change in the lineup.
There has. Charlie Pickering is a new team captain.
Chris Taylor out.
It was very funny.
C. Pickering
Unceremoniously dumped.
I don't know.
On the plane on the way
wanted to say
home. On the plane on the way home, Charlie Pickering and I have known each other for a very long time. We've never worked together, particularly in these close quarters with him as a team captain and me as the host. And we were all on the same plane. Me and Jock Zonfrillo from MasterChef and Julia Morris.
Should have said, mate, handsome dinner.
So handsome and fresh from 2 months in Italy, which just does wonders.
Oh, right, good on you.
I know. Can you believe
What
it?
a tool.
Anyway, I was in business class, I confess, and it had nothing to do with me, and I don't deserve it. I know I'm not worthy, but that's where I was. And Charlie Pickering walked through, and as he was walking through, he just looked at me and he said, "Glad we're establishing the hierarchy here very early." He kept on walking straight through to economy.
Hey,
very
fact check.
funny.
Have you been paying attention? We'll return to our screens for the 11th season.
11. I was going to say 11 or 12.
You must be that rich.
Oh, no.
I swear to God.
There's some great drama coming to 10 and Paramount Plus. North Shore
Some drama
arrives.
coming to this studio in a minute, Deano. You keep going.
An outstanding pedigree. Mike Bullen of Cold Feet fame.
Oh, yeah.
If you love Cold Feet, you're going to love North Shore. Paper Dolls is a fictional series tracking the meteoric rise of a girl band spawned by a reality TV show. Bardot, anyone?
Come on.
Yes.
Who's going to play the one that stole all the stuff from the communal house?
Chantel Barry, the robber.
The robber.
Hey, you forgot about the second one, but the Bardo, and then what was the band the next year?
Scandalous.
Scandalous.
Scandal
well done.
apostrophe us.
Great get.
It's great. Great
hey.
band.
Successful day is the word I was looking for.
It was, but I was really tempted, and I want to play this song because it's an absolute banger in my mind the whole way down as I was being lowered from the ceiling. This was in my head. From Wicked. I've got goosebumps thinking about it, and before I die, I do want to be suspended from a ceiling and sing this song.
Don't move.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
One man, many questions.
When my mum is driving her car, should she use heat or cold air to defog her windshield?
Why does my son have so much wax coming out his ears, yet other people don't?
With all you guys in the box, how do you know who stinks and when they call out the game?
Have all the answers.
I run on me face.
Ask Brownie.
Yeah. He's limbering up. He's having a good stretch.
Right. Ready to go.
Rosa from Geelong, what is your question for the Oracle?
Good morning, guys. I'd just like to ask Brownie, why do footy players remove their mouth guards when taking a set shot for goal?
Great question.
It is a great question, and it's very common as well. I didn't do it, Rosa.
Is it the same? I know you're going to answer it, but is it the same as turning off the radio when you're reverse parking?
Yes.
Swanee.
It is. Absolutely. It's
same
probably
as
the
turning
same part of the brain, Swanee.
It's the same as turning off the music when you're making love.
I turn it up, Sam. I don't know what you're doing. You're obviously doing something wrong.
You're a Justin Bieber song?
No,
You're a believer. Well, you were a believer.
I got my peaches
on girls.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not a believer anymore. It's affected my love life.
Why do they do it?
Justin Bieber's decision.
Why do they do it?
Well, because they want to concentrate, which I never did, Rosa. However, my teammate Alistair Lynch would do it, the big full forward, and he would do it and then would forget to put it back in. And quite often you would see him in games taking great marks, whatever it may be, and his mouthguard would be in his sock during an action shot. But
is it about recreating the same situation that you have when you're practicing? Is that it?
No, it's to do with the boys feel uncomfortable with mouthguards. Some boys feel uncomfortable with mouthguards because they can't get enough air in, Swanee, and you've only got 30 seconds. So you take your mouthguard in to maximise the air supply to recover from your effort previously to get the mark, and then
Rosa,
you've got full energy.
Are you happy with that?
Oh, I think that's a pretty good answer. I'm happy with that, Brownie.
That's good,
All I
Rosa.
took out of that was next time you're having sex, take your mouth guard out. Is that right? Is that what I heard?
You can leave it in, Sam, depending on what you're doing.
Now, Rosa, you got 6 bottles of wine for that. Enjoy.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Pleasure. Something happened. Authentic Italian cuisine paired with the perfect job at Zonzo Estate in the heart of the Yarra Valley. Time for the next one, John.
Alison from Beaconsfield.
Hi, I've got a older car and the material roof inside the car is sagging. Is there a way to fix it?
Oh my God, my Daihatsu Charade had a saggy roof. You just reminded me. It's like, do you remember? You might not know. Oh, you do know? They come away and it's like an open parachute.
Yeah.
How do you fix that?
Down the middle.
It's a great question.
Well, you can get the mallet. You got a mallet, Alison.
I can borrow one from my dad.
By the way, the roof might be saggy. I think the car's not sounding great either, by the way.
Do you know what a mallet is, Sam?
What?
Do you know what a mallet is?
Yeah, I know what a mallet is.
Yeah, it's a type of duck.
Thank you. It's funny.
Alison.
You get in the mallet, have a crack at it, because it sounds like it's cooked, just like
No,
Deano's.
it's fabric. The mallet is far too heavy.
That's nonsense, John.
I thought she was saying the outside.
Genuine nonsense.
No, it's just the fabric.
Like you're not even answering the question.
It's cooked.
I think you've got to say, drive that vehicle
off a cliff
to a local Toyota dealer and say, I'll have a new Hilux, please.
You know, Alison, that the trading deals are magnificent at the moment, so you get a good trading.
My husband has a Toyota. You'll be happy with that. But I've still got my old car that I've had for 10 years. So.
Well, good on you. You go and do the same thing, Alison. Yeah. Trade it in.
Alison, and you're off to Gumbaya World.
What about a Corolla Seeker?
How do you fix your saggy roof of your car? You trade it in. Well
it's
done,
cooked.
Mate. Yeah,
it's cooked.
A family pass to Gumbaya World. Splash into spring at Gumbaya World with unlimited water, wildlife, and rides.
It's the best. My
Splash
God,
into
it's
spring.
good.
Tony, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Real good.
Tony, how are you?
I'm good.
Real good.
I'm good. Okay, fire away, Tone. I'm ready to go.
All right. I'm in a situationship. I've been with this guy for 6 months.
Whoa.
we're doing everything as a couple. We're spending nearly every waking free time we have together. But he doesn't want me to post anything on Facebook, change relationship status.
Are you sleeping together?
We're not talking to anyone else.
Sleeping together as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything like a couple, but he doesn't want to make the commitment.
No.
Listen,
he might
I
have a
said-
few skeletons in the closet. Doesn't want to be public. Go, Sam.
No, I said eventually we would go public, Tony. Don't do this. This is awkward.
Tony, this is a really, really good question, and I feel like we could probably spin this off into a proper segment.
Tony?
We'll get Brownie's answer, but I reckon we could probably dedicate a bit more time to this later on. What do you think?
Hold on,
do
Tony.
you know
what's your-
about situationships? They kind of became a thing out of COVID.
I hadn't heard that term before.
What's the actual question, may I ask, Tony? I know you've given
Hang
us
on,
all
just
the-
let me go for situationships first. I need this, Swanee. Give me the description.
Situationship is exactly what Tony said. It's not a relationship. It's sort of something that happens given the situation. Wouldn't you agree, Tony?
Yeah, it's like you're in the confusing section, area. One person's got more feelings,
Yeah.
but the other person doesn't really know where they want to go.
And the phrase was sort of coined, I believe, in COVID, where people were kind of clinging to each other for a sense of connection and purpose.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to call it a relationship because, maybe if there wasn't a pandemic on, you wouldn't be together. Anyway, it's a really interesting new kind of thing.
He sounds like a jerk, Tony. 12.
I want to go back to the saggy roof question.
We're going to go.
Sounds a bit easier.
You've got to...
You're going to be quick.
No, okay, I'll be quick. Tone, I can relate to this. When me and my wife, Kylie, we first started going out together, I would say to her, don't show people the photos in your wallet and stuff like that. I don't want to be on public display. Obviously, in this day and age now, it's Facebook and all those sorts of things, so I can relate to it. However, we have been married for 13 years, Tone, so just take it slowly, one step at a time.
Has it only been 13 years?
No, we've been together for about bloody 20.
Oh, okay.
But
Tony,
married 13 years,
Tony,
can
you're
you
cooked.
believe that?
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
Hey, everybody, it's Friday. What does it mean?
End of the week, look back, what it was, what it is, what we did, what we didn't. End of the week of getting out of bed with your alarm ringing at your head instead of getting ready for the weekend. Let's go through the week, little bit of Brownie, a little bit of Chrissie, somewhere between there's hang, that's all free, cheap time, celebrate, it's Friday!
We put our hands up to the start of the weekend with the cheat sheet of the week.
Hello, let's do it. Because we were away last week, we didn't get to talk about Sam's gigantic night on the grand final eve, so we talked about it on Monday.
You look recharged, Sam. You're more recharged than when I last saw you. You're in the horrors after a big performance grand final eve.
Grand final eve may have gotten away from me. That was on the Friday. The grand final day, I was out of it, Swanee. I had a very, very quiet day on the grand final day. I hid in the Sydney Swans forward line.
Chrissie was on fire during Mystic Chrissie.
I see either Bali with you.
I went to Bali like a month ago and got Bali belly.
My God,
That's it.
Who did you go with?
Her boyfriend.
Yeah, I did.
Is this a setup?
It's not a setup.
No.
All right, how's she going to die?
Ursula Carlson was on the show and Chrissie informed us that those two could have a business together.
People may not realise Ursula and I have a plan B together because my background's in advertising as a writer and hers is as an art director.
Yeah.
The
Oh, we
graphics
know
of
that.
it.
Yeah.
So together we could feasibly tomorrow start an agency.
I mean, it's always that and porn. So when you said plan B, I was going porn.
Yes, well that's plan C.
That's all right.
Oh, that's my plan B because C is the advertising.
Oh, okay.
Have you been paying attention came up, but we didn't focus on that. We focused on Brownie saying one particular word.
It's a dual country franchise.
Sure is. Global. It's a global. Global concern.
Phenomenon.
The one thing.
Phenomenon.
Yes. Nope. It's not.
No, phenomenon.
Oh my God.
There you go, got it.
Say it one more time and you...
Phenomenon. It's a global
No, it's
phenomenon.
not.
A global phenomenon.
No, No, the last consonant is wrong.
Oh, it's an N at the end.
It is, yes.
Not an N.
That's it. He did it.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
What about this? Jonathan Brown singing LL Cool J's great number.
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Things got pretty hot in the studio.
When the jumper comes off on entry into the studio, you know, it's a bit of a statement.
I thought this was a radio show, not a gun show.
Bang.
Bang.
It's hot in here. I'm not topless. It's just a tracksuit came off.
Yeah, but that's why I turn the heater off. Just make sure that I get to see the guns.
Listen, I'm not feeling comfortable in the workplace.
Once again, Sam broke the news to us that he's getting on Instagram.
I'm getting on the gram.
I've heard the words "I'm getting on the gram" for 7 years.
I am.
Yep.
Different sort of gram.
Sorry. Settle down. Oh, you like that one, did you, Brownie? You loser.
Speaking of Instagram, I have an Instagram account called Nova Grab Account. No spaces. And that's the only thing I have for Instagram, solely because I need to get videos and play them and record them into play on the radio. However, I am going to use it for another reason. If there's anyone who knows where to watch Troy Dan's Outback Adventures online, can they DM me at Nova Grab Account where to find it? I just have to watch it again. Now, here's Lee Kernigan.
We're all members of the Outback Club. We don't back down and we don't give up.
Sam had some news from Tasmania.
Tasmania's Museum of Old and New Art just purchased the lyrics to David Bowie's Starman.
What?
They're going to start buying original lyrics handwritten. Well, who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
Find the Baha Men's original.
Apparently, it's on the back of a coaster.
Well, if it's on the back of a coaster, that coaster would have been rolled up, I reckon.
Sam said one of the most logical things this show has ever heard.
The debacle at the Essendon Football Club, where Andrew Thorburn quit as the CEO just after one day.
He has been the chairman of the church as well.
His quote was, "Today it became clear to me that my personal faith is not tolerated or permitted in the public square." He's talking about not being tolerated or accepted, much like the views of that church.
Brownie then had information about the weather.
Rain check, John, because there's not one bit of rain on that Victoria Street right now.
It's at Ballarat, and the last time I looked at a map, Ballarat's pretty close, especially if you go down the Ballarat Highway, Swanee, or the Western Highway, whatever it is.
Looked at the radar too, by the way. You wouldn't want that to be a CAT scan of your brain.
We had news of Pete Davidson. He's a comedian on Saturday Night Live, and I don't know if he's still going out with Kim Kardashian. I don't think so after what Sam said.
So he's seemingly erasing his past with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, he's living his best life.
There's a bandage where he used to have a "My girl is a lawyer" tattoo. "My girl was a stripper." You know, that one's gone. That's the one I'm getting rid of. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Jeez, it's
Do you want me to change your dressing?
I'm not kidding you. It's sore, by the way.
Will Anderson informed us on the president of Ukraine.
The guy in charge of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, he was a comedian who went on Ukrainian TV and played the president of Ukraine on Ukrainian TV. And people were so impressed by his performance that they made him the president of Ukraine. That isn't like instead of giving him the gold logie, we went to John Wood, you're just a cop now. You are the chief of police.
If you're wondering what this music is, it's the #2 song in Ukraine. I'm not going to play the #1 because it's Chris Brown, and it's not really interesting. Anyway, this song is by someone I can't pronounce. Good luck with that. Let's move on. Once again, we talked about Instagram, and Chrissie got a direct message.
Instagram is generally, for me, it's been a beautiful, positive experience. Somebody has written this about me, and I need your opinion. You have become a person so full of themselves, I really want the hold you back.
I still like you, but you are becoming a pain in the ass.
Just didn't know Penny was on Instagram.
Just a quick reminder about that request from me regarding Instagram. If you could direct message me if you know where to locate Troy Dan's Outback Adventures online. I just want to watch the 2 seasons and that's it. Here's good friend of Troy Dan's, Lee Kernigan.
We're the boys from the bush and we're back in town. We get high when the sun goes down.
Yesterday, Dave filled in for Sam. And of course, Dave did what Dave does and says controversial stuff, but it's always funny. Let's end on a high note, shall we?
I was just seeing this in the paper. Brad Pitt, he was on a private plane with his family with Angelina, and he went crazy and grabbed a kid and tried to choke one.
Yeah, I have heard this.
On a private plane?
Yeah.
I mean, how would he go on a jet stuff like to Bali?
They started to dance without wearing no seatbelts. We all started to dance without wearing no life vests.
Well, that's it from me. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Big, quick, happy birthday to my nephew Remy. He's 1, so he won't understand this, but, you know, puts me in the good books. Have a great weekend. I'm out of here. Bye!
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.